Hi Virgo, this is Jessica with Whispers of Grace. I'm here today to do your April 1st through the 15th, 2018 general reading. I just want to say thank you for being patient. This retrograde has thrown things off and I'm just going with it. So, I do want to thank everyone for all of your support, all of your likes, shares, subscribes, your donations, your personal readings. I can't thank y'all enough. I couldn't do this without you. And, if you haven't checked up on the updates, please do. There's a lot of going on over on Facebook, and I just want everyone to be up to date on that. Sorry, it's a beautiful day out today. I don't know where everyone's from, but I'm in South Carolina, and it is gorgeous today. So I'm so glad that I can do this outside again and really enjoy this lovely spring weather. I'm so excited. So, as usual, we're going to be focusing on what you need to overcome in your recent past, what you need to be focused on in your current energy, and what you have to look forward to if you listen to Spirit's guidance today. So, let's go over your overall energy real quick, because I found it kind of interesting. You do have the Sun card here, and this says life is wonderful, thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. So some of you may be coming out of a period of a lot of changes happening for you and trying to see the lighter side of things, allowing that light to come in. Now, I do see the Queen of Michael here, so some of you could be dealing with an air sign, but with this card, it could mean that there was some sort of separation, or you having to cut certain people out of your life. This does represent the divorced woman, and it's a time for focusing on career rather than relationships. And it's because there's a lot of work that needs to be done internally, okay? And again, you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles here. So that tells me that some of you I don't know if some of you are dealing with another earth sign, but this could be just holding on to material matters and having a hard time with change in general. With the Four of Pentacles, this is holding on so tightly and not being able to be flexible with the changes that are happening. And especially with the Ace of Pentacles too, this is about financial matters. Now, some of you might be dealing with a Libra here with the Justice card. And it might be someone that has caused a lot of negative mental energy, the Nine of Swords, the sleepless nights and the unnecessary worry. I do see a definite air sign for some of you. And I think this person is like, it's to spark passion in you, to get you to wake up to what it is that's really been going on a soul level. And because there's a lot of changes that need to happen with Virgo. And it will end up in someone being left out, especially with the Five of Pentacles here. Now, some of you could be dealing with an Aries, but I do see that some of you might be taking control back over your life with this air sign. So Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but it is someone from your past. And this is why you need to overcome this. And when we get into the recent past energy, you'll find out why. Because you are meant to take a different path than what you have been on, okay? And the reason I say this is because you have 4 major arcanas behind all of this, okay? So that just tells me that there is a lot of significant changes that are happening for Virgo behind the scenes that you may not be aware of yet. And especially with the Wheel of Fortune, these are cycles coming to an end and new ones beginning, a change in direction, change in your life, finding peace. And especially with the Hermit card, you're probably going through a phase where, you know, you need to dig in a little bit more with your soul searching, okay? Now, and it's just going to take some practice and finding out who you really are and where your individuality lies, knowing that everything's going to be okay, and walking away from anything that no longer serves you, and realizing that what you're trying to manifest in your life is within reach, but you have to, and especially on the spiritual side, you just have to close those doors, okay? So, let's see. Now, for those of you who are, you know, and we'll get into that in your current energy too, but for those of you who are starting up new relationships, or, you know, not really sure how to go about it in a sense where you're not sure who you are or who they are, the Spirit is just asking you to kind of slow down a little bit. You don't have to, you know, focus so much on the future. Just embrace the moment for what it is and enjoy someone's company, but really get to figure out who they are and if they really align with your life, okay? So with what you need to overcome in your recent past, you have the Get Some Exercise card, okay? I'm sorry, the glare is terrible. But this card says, as your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways. And it's very true. When I see this card, when I'm doing this spread, because I made up this spread, I get a lot of fast movement. And that's why I feel like the slow down card came out. This one. Okay. And this one says, when you were excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. And I think that's really what they're talking about in this sense, because you have the the King of Pentacles here. And, you know, this is someone who is very at the top of their game. You know, the King is at a high stature, and it's someone who is very successful, stable, accomplished, and powerful. And it's telling you that your plans are working out very well, professional and financial success, using resources wisely. Now, and that's why I feel that Queen of Swords came out, because it's a time for you to focus on the career rather than the emotional side. But again, you know, you don't want to rush into anything too fast, because you have a different path that you're supposed to take. You do have the 8 of Cups here, and in this deck it represents a new spiritual path. It's detaching yourself emotionally from something that you were focused on and going towards something new, but it's something that will be way more beneficial for you. So if you haven't been feeling the King of Pentacles energy, I would say that the reason why you're not feeling it is because you're moving too fast in the opposite direction, and you need to reshift your focus, slow down, figure out what you need to change in your life in order to align more with the spiritual side, because there's a bridge that you have to cross. There's something that you have to cross in order to get to the other side, and there is something more beneficial waiting for you, Virgo. So, and this card does represent, it says, there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you, and it's a spiritual quest. So I really feel like, especially with the Hermit card coming out too, that it might just be getting more in touch with your spiritual side. Maybe you haven't been focusing, you know, and I hate to say it because I do too, and I know it's really easy to get off track, but when we get off track with our spiritual side and we're not putting that devoted time in, then we can get kind of lost in the translation of things. And It's just being aware and reshifting that focus and knowing that this is the better side for us, okay? Because when we focus more on the spiritual side of things and really get to know who we are and what we want in our lives, then all the good stuff comes later. But if we don't focus on this, then we're going to keep going through the same patterns and the blockages that we have been trying to get rid of. Now, in your current energy, you have do some research, and this is what you need to be focused on. Now, this could go two ways for Virgo, okay? You do have the Knight of Staffs and the Ace of Cups here. So some of you might be having a fire sign come in very quickly, or, you know, someone that's offering love to you, and they're kind of telling you, again, do your research, get to know this person, slow your roll, and understand that if someone comes in with a lot of passion, that's all great, but time will tell everything. And don't get so invested and get derailed from where you really need to be going, okay? And that's for some Virgo. Now, for the other side of you, I really feel that for the majority of Virgo, this is how I'm seeing it. That you need to put in more time, effort, and research into finding that passion and taking action to find that self-love, okay? So the Ace of Cups, I always represent either with self-love or new love, okay? And it can go both ways, but with the Knight of Gabriel, and again, this is very fast-moving energy, so just take your time with it, be patient with yourself, and this, I really feel like doing this work and really digging deep inside is going to help you find that passion and that confidence that Virgo is looking for. And trusting your intuition and knowing exactly what to do at the right moment. And this is where that love comes in, because you love yourself enough to say, hey, this is what I am and this is who I am, and I'm willing to take the risk to manifest this into my life because I'm tired of being back here. I want to move forward. So, and that's kind of really what I'm seeing, but there are going to be that bridge that I was talking about, that bridge that you're going to have to cross at a certain point, because you have to cut things out of your life. So, and especially with the Ace of Cups here, it says a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. But again, with this card, there's two dolphins in the background. So this just tells me, especially with the water energy going on, that you really need to go with the flow. Don't try to force anything, okay? Because when you try to force things is usually when it blows up in your face. If you allow things to unfold naturally and do your own thing, and whoever comes into your life will come into your life, whoever will stay will stay. And, you know, there's going to be people that come along your journey that might benefit you for the time being, but they don't necessarily need to be there for the full thing. So just keep that in mind and really do your research and take the time to figure out who exactly the new people are coming into your life. But be brave enough to truly embrace the journey that they're, you know, benefiting to your path right now. So what you have to look forward to in your possible future, if you listen to Spirit's guidance today, is the healing, healed, and healer card. So through our healing, we become healed so we can heal others, okay? And healing energy surrounds you in this situation all across the board. There's so many things that are being divinely led for Virgo, that things need to come to a close. Things need to be healed in order for you to move on to the next chapter. And especially with the moon card here. So some of you, if you're looking at traditional sense, you know, you could be looking at someone who wasn't being completely honest. Maybe you weren't being completely honest with yourself. But with this deck, I just love how the full moon is so big and expansive that no matter how dark it is, you're still able to see your way through the darkness, okay? I mean, you can see everything. You can see the water, you can see the rocks, you can see the animals, you can see the shifts happening around her. And this is the opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. And this is the thing. A lot of people aren't willing to face their darkness and the things that are really going on in their life to say, hey, you know, this isn't aligning. And society has us so focused on, you know, you can't let people go. You can't give up on people who treat you like shit or aren't good for you. And, you know, I mean, it's so sickening, the things that we put ourselves through because we're too scared to let go, whether it be a toxic job, toxic relationship, toxic friends, people, you know, who aren't exactly supporting us in the way that we need. And, you know, and again, it goes back to that human validation. You don't need their approval to do what Virgo needs to do in their life, okay? So whether they approve or not, do your thing, Virgo. It's your life and your path alone. So don't let anyone derail you. And if you have someone trying to yank your chain so hard that you can't take a step forward, then you need to cut that cord. But otherwise, you need to detach yourself emotionally, because those attachments are what will keep us from moving forward in general. And it is a time for you to sing your swan song. It's a time to bow out, to cut yourself out from the negative mental state. Whatever this situation is for you, it will be over, but you have to put in the work. My throat chakra is closing up. So again, speak your truth and don't be afraid of the things that might be left behind, because if you do not allow these things to come to a close, you're not allowing new room for the opportunities that are waiting for you, okay? And when you realize that you are finally free from this situation, the new opportunities for happiness will follow. You need to put the past behind you. So what energy do they want you to focus on and be putting into action at this time is that attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So ask yourself in this situation, do you feel like you are, you know, feeling really defensive towards people in your life? Or do you feel like you're reacting out of fear in certain situations? And are you calling out for help? Are you calling out for these people that aren't necessarily supporting you? Like, why can't you just be here for me like I am for you? You know, allow me to make my mistakes, take that trial and error, figure out what my life is calling me towards. And, you know, anyone that is not going to help you on that path, then, you know, let them do their thing. You don't have to listen to their guidance. And again, don't take guidance from anyone who hasn't done it themselves. If you're trying to build a successful business and you're talking to someone who's never owned their own business, don't take advice from that person, especially if they're weighing you down. You need to have that support and people who are going to believe in you no matter what that case may be. So, and if it's on the other side of it too, you know, if you have someone in your life that might be reacting in a fearful sense, you might need to figure out what it is that's really at the bottom of that, that's causing them to react. Are they scared that you're going to move on and leave them behind? And that, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but there are people in our lives that we can still love that don't align with our lives. It doesn't mean that we have to cut them out completely. It just means that we're on a separate path, and that's perfectly fine. Those people will still be there if they're truly meant to, okay? And I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again, and I choose love. Choose love for yourself. Choose love for the people around you. Choose love in your journey and embrace the changes that are happening for you, okay, Virgo? Now, and when it comes to your love advice and what Spirit wants you to know in general about love, they want you to get to know each other. And this is what I was saying earlier. Putting in that research, allowing, to go with the flow of things, allowing someone to express them true selves, give them time to show their true colors. Learning to meet another's needs for love is important for the relationship to grow. So if you don't truly know someone, then how are you supposed to, and again, it goes for you too. If they don't know who you truly are, how can they give you what you need? Goes for the same, vice versa, okay? And express your love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them. And it might be because, you're an earth sign, and, as an earth sign, we are very focused more on material things, which it just is what it is. But even something so small, picking up a flower, picking up a keychain, something that makes you think of that person, to say, hey, I was thinking about you while I was out today, and I just want you to know that I have gratitude for you, okay? Doesn't have to be extravagant, but it's also telling you that you need to treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. And again, this is for people who are or may not be in your life. Being able to embrace those who have taught us something, and being grateful that even if it didn't go the way we planned or the way that we wanted it to, they still taught us something. So we should still love them for that and be grateful that they came into our lives. I know, especially for me, there's been a lot of times that, I could be very angry and upset and still focused on things that don't serve me, but for the most part, I'm very thankful that these people came into my lives, because they taught me how to love myself, taught me how to have healthy boundaries, and, I'm still learning, but they teach us a different side of ourselves is what I'm getting at, and those people we have to embrace as well, even if they are not the best people for us. So just keep that in mind. And, even with that being said, I didn't even think about it, but turn your heart light on. And this is why these people are coming into our lives, and my cards are flying off here. But yeah, these people are coming in to teach us how to shine our inner light, how to listen to our inner voice, and how to take flight in our own life, and being able to truly embrace what Spirit is trying to lead us to. So I feel like that's a pretty good reading for Virgo. And there are, those things that we all have to work on. And trust me, every day is a freaking lesson. So don't get hard on yourself. Whenever there's an up, there's a down. So don't get hard on yourself when you hit a little rough patch. Just realign with what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and know that the situation will end when you allow it. And when you allow it, new things will come in and take its place that's even better than what you've been dealing with, okay? So I wish you all the best. And if you need a personal reading, please email me at whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com. If you do not need a personal reading and you feel like this was enough guidance for you today, but you still want to support the channel, there is a donation link down below in the description box. Again, go check me out on Facebook. Those classes will be free. And I will be getting to Leo. Let's see. So Leo is second from Virgo. So yeah, I gotta do Capricorn and then we'll do Virgo. But and the whole way that I'm doing this, guys, is I'm changing it up a little bit. Instead of going by the season, I'm doing whoever is getting the most likes, shares, views, all of that. So if you want your sign to be at the top of the list, I need you to share this video. I need you to comment on it. I need you to, you know, make sure that you're staying interactive so that we can keep the ranks up, and whoever comes out first, you know, then we go down the line of how many views and comments and all that kind of stuff's there. So I wish you the best, and I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.